So today we have to talk about G2 versus Acend, and I'll probably make multiple videos because a lot of interesting things happen on this series. But first of all, we have to talk about Bind, because Acend are the Bind kings. They have probably the best record of any pro team on any map in the world. They were just absolutely insane on it, but they lost yesterday for the first time in God knows how long on the map of Bind, and it was very, very weird. And Acend won both pistol and the second round of each half as well. And I think they lost 13-7, so this could have been a lot worse, to be honest, for Acend. And we're going to just show some of the things that were just mind-boggling for a team that's like so good on a map to perform so badly. So let's take a look at some of the key themes of why this went so wrong. And we're going to mainly focus on the attacking side, but it kind of leans into some of the defensive side as well. And you'll see what I mean, that some of the main themes, particularly when Acend were attacking, they weren't ready for Chamber, who is an unusual pick in EU or EMEA, sorry, for this map. We don't get a lot of Chambers in EMEA. I know that NA, think that Chamber is like the best agent in the game or whatever, but in EMEA, we don't see a lot of Chamber on Bind, and you don't see a lot of operators on Bind anyway. So perhaps that caught them off a bit as well, because Mixwell did find some op kills that I was like, they didn't seem to know how to necessarily play around that well. But then another thing, and another key theme that's going to come back again and again and again, is for whatever reason, Acend just acted as if Shower, this area of the map just didn't exist. I have no idea why, literally zero idea why, but I'm pretty sure only the pistol round is the round that they actually sent people here, like multiple people here. And most of the rounds were like this one, where they sent no one there. And we're going to see Nuki have an insane game on this map, basically because he was playing in Shower, and they just gave him all the space in the world that he wanted, and he punished them for it. So let's take a look at this. So we'll start with this round, which is round number 6. It's currently 3-2 to G2. Funnily enough, I'm going to show you 3 rounds in a row where the same things pretty much happen again and again. But Acend are actually going to win the first 2, but they're interesting rounds anyway. So let's take a look at them. So here we go. So you can see we have a B lean from Acend. Killers is always kind of, starting here towards a short. But again, as I mentioned, not really used to the op. Now, we saw there a Sky Flash come in Shower. This is, again, a common theme that Nuki is going to, use the dog or the flash or, some kind of early info to see if anyone's here from the sky on this B long, send it through the teleport, and then, he's going to take a look and get aggressive towards Shower. But the first thing we need to focus on is Killers, because Mixwell kills him with an operator, teleports away. As I mentioned, that's not something that maybe they're particularly used to, because there isn't a lot of Chamber in EMEA, and so maybe that's just, not being used to that and getting punished by it, getting caught out by it. But as we run this forward, we're going to get some B-long aggression, trade of dogs, we're going to get trade of flashes, we're going to get an ult even here out as well, and yeah, it's all going to be pretty crazy. As this is going on, Zeke's going to ult onto the site, and he manages to get a kill. We get a bunch of trades here, so Avova got Zeke whilst he was being ulted, Hoodie got Bone Cold, but CNED got Hoodie, and then we're going to get a res as well. So we were in a 2v3, we're now in a 3v3 after the res. But obviously, whilst this is happening, what we're going to get is our friend Nuki here is going to go on the big flank and come round behind them, whilst Mixwell and Meadow, sorry, are coming back towards CT side. So we got a bit of a delay with the operator, but eventually Mixwell realizes, he's in trouble. He needs to just live. Then something weird is going to happen, because CNED's going to head towards Elbow, and he's going to get a bit aggressive, as we can see. But if we go to the map, what just happened is Mixwell placed down a trap. I have no idea what actually happened here, because what is going to happen is CNED's going to come this way and get 2 kills. Obviously, I'm guessing that they were expecting if anyone did come here, then the trap would go off. I don't know if it did or didn't, or what happened here, but CNED's able to get 2 either way. But again, as we can see, Nuki is coming in from behind and is going to cause some trouble, because for whatever reason, again, they just had no even comprehension that someone could ever come behind them. That doesn't happen. That's not allowed. And so, yeah, what is going to happen, and you'll see this because Bone Cold here is just standing on top. And again, no one's looking this way. You've got CNED and Elbow, ready to peek this way. You've got Starkso and Bone Cold both looking this way as well. I don't know why. And again, there was just no consideration, and this is going to be a common theme. There is no consideration that anyone could be behind them at any point at any time. And Showers also doesn't exist. That is the way that Acend played this map. and it was just very weird. But as we can see, they get the first kill there, but Acend is now in position to get the other two, and so we end up in a 2v1, and they are able to win the round, Acend. But those were the seeds. Those were the seeds of, you know, what was to come, and we're going to see this happen again and again. And in fact, it's going to happen in the very next round, and you would think, you know, because this time it's going to be an A hit, and the majority of these players are going to head towards A, you would think, well, okay, you know, that means that, of course, there's no way that Nuki is going to be able to come down here again. You know, it's an A hit, so surely someone will be, you know, wary of anyone pushing out of shower. Nope. Let's just watch it through, because that's exactly what is going to happen. As we see, Zeke just put his boombot in there, and then he's going to go straight towards A, only leaving Acend towards B, and they are going to make a B hit. Now, Mixwell's going to miss a shot here, I'm pretty sure, and then eventually going to have to teleport away. So they start making this A hit, in they go. Everything's fine up to this point, but if we take a look at the map, just pause. So this is like just as they're starting to make the hit. Nuki's already here. You know, that's not going to be a problem, surely. So yeah, as we run this forward, there's going to be, again, some more trades of kills here, as we get the dog in there as well. You know, Mixwell panicking, but he does get Acend there. He gets one, but Zeke gets one as well, and so we're in this weird position. But again, take a look at the map. So Mixwell's just like desperately trying to live, but here we go. There's Nuki, and as we run this forward again, we're gonna end up this position where Acend gets Mixwell on the site, but Nuki gets one. Right, he's already found his first from this flank over here, and again, all of these players are kind of, you know, panicking, worrying about everything else. No one really is worried about that, and as we play this forward on the map, you'll see what I mean, because eventually Killers, you know, decides to come back, but Nuki again is able to find one more, and so we end up in this situation where Zeke had found Hoodie as well, who pushed through a smoke without flashing. Very weird. Don't know why he did that, but anyway, we end up in this 2v2 situation. Obviously, they are worried now about the flank, so they decide to plant on CT side. But Avova is able to get one with a judge. And so now we end up in this 2v1. And something very, very weird is about to happen. And we're about to see it. Because Nuki over here, you might be like, where's he going? And spoiler alert, yes, he is going to go all the way around here and join up with his teammate. I don't know. I'm guessing, I mean, if we run this forward as well, because, you know, I'm not going to make you sit and watch that because Zeke literally just stays there. I'm guessing he didn't fully realize how long that would take because the spike is really ticking down now. And so, you know, they have to run on site, as you see here. They're running on site, so Zeke can hear that they're both here. So that kind of surprise element of where he went is kind of gone. And obviously so much time has passed that Zeke is kind of like, what's going on? And he even sees Nuki and is going to get the kill. And as I mentioned, Acend win this round as well because the time had gone so low. But they probably shouldn't have done, and had Nuki, you know, not kind of run the entire length of the map, they probably would have won the round. But eventually it ends with Zeke getting an ace, and you could see how close it was there. Like, as soon as he got that kill, the spike was exploding. How little time they actually had left because of that massive flank. Very weird round overall, but again, Acend just almost lost this round because they just acted like showers didn't exist. So now let's come to the very next round, and you think, there's no way that happens again, right? And guess what? So, we're going to get a B lane this time. Again, just one player towards this A. Again, only killers here, and this was a common theme. And to be fair, when I've analyzed bind before from Acend, they have done this. You know, this is something that they often do with this B lane, and they just live killers here. So I'm guessing that's why G2 exploited this, because they realized that, you know, half the time, like, no one is there, and it's just killers on his own. So they really did exploit it. But as we run this round through, you'll see what I mean. So we're going to get a quick little push here towards B. Again, they send this flash out here, this sky flash on shower, again, to allow some perhaps early aggression. This time Nuki doesn't push straight away. He's going to get the ult orb, but he's not going to go too crazy with it. So he gets the ult orb in shower, does Nuki, and again, we're going to get this trade of flash, and, you know, all this sky utility being used, like, at the same time against each other. They all flash each other. Hoodie gets out of his flash a bit earlier, but he does die to the grenade, and then Zeke is able to get Avova as well. So, still, a 3v3 again, and here we go. And what they're going to run into is Mixwell again with this op, and they fear the op, so eventually what happens is instead, they take the teleport and they decide to come back towards A. You know, they kind of fear, they probably might have heard the chamber TP, and so they fear, you know, that there's going to be an op there. They don't want to test that, and so they'll just take their chances towards A. But here we go again, where they completely ignore that shower ever exists, and Nuki's going to do this. Unbelievable as it may be, that is what is about to happen. So as we play this forward, you can see they start to make some progress towards A. But what's going to happen is they trade a few bullets, and then they're like, oh, Viper's still here. That's not good. And so they decide, well, maybe we can trick them, and maybe, you know, we can head off back towards B instead. And so that is what they decide to do. But as you can see, our friend Nookie here, he's just waiting. He's just like, he at this point, he's heard the teleport. So he was probably expecting that someone would come shower. They just never did. And so he, again, is going to, you know, go all the way around, sneak up behind them. You know, what could go wrong, right? So as we play this forward, we can perhaps even skip it forward a bit, because they are just going to make their way towards site, as you can see, and not much changes. But again, we're going to see the same themes of the op, maybe them struggling with a bit and not really knowing how to play around it. You can see they kind of molly the normal Mixwell position, but he's changed position, and I really like what he does here, because he gets this kill, and now he knows that, you know, they're coming to him and they're close, and so he just gets close enough to his teleport to just teleport away to the site. That's actually really good, the fact that he's still alive. You know, now they can just play in a straight 3v2. Really well done from Mixwell there. But again, as you can see, we have our Shark here behind, ready to pounce. Sharks don't pounce, but you get the point. And so as we run this forward, they're going to, you know, wall off CT. You know, there's no way anyone could be there. CNED gives Killers the spike so he can get his ult. They start planting. CNED has just put that wall down. We just saw him do it. But again, no consideration. The only place he's looking is there. He's just put the wall down. Now, I get that someone was shooting it, but, you know, they can't be through yet. And so, again, Nookie is able to get an absolute free kill from coming behind, which, again, I don't know if they just thought it was illegal or something, that no one could do that. And then eventually what's going to happen is Nookie's just going to ult Killers here in the middle of the site and get that final kill as well. And so you can see the same themes are just playing constantly throughout this match. But now let's watch a round where something different happens. Shocking, I know, but it can happen. But it's within the same theme, because, again, we're going to see Acend being completely caught out by some aggression from G2. Because this time they're going to go with a stack here towards Hooker, and they're just going to push out of it and see what happens. This is on the last round. It's actually a full gun round, though, for both teams, so, you know, there's nothing weird going on. Full gun round, but they're just going to get aggressive with it, stack B up a bit, and see what happens. So they do send in that boombot as usual, but here we go. Here's the aggression from the different players from G2, and here's Bone Cold, and what you're about to see is just like what? He throws down the stem beacon. He's, you know, ready to go somewhere, but, you know, the boombot exploded over here, so I don't really know what he was expecting, and so they get a first kill for free. Now, this is an insane round, by the way, in terms of what happens overall. Nookie sends his ult, it doesn't get anyone. CNED's about to go crazy, by the way, but Zeke here gets caught by the dog as he's jumping up, gets actually killed by Mixwell there. Starkzo's in on the site. He ends up dying. Nookie gets Keyless. CNED in a 1v4, you know, round over, right? But then all of a sudden, CNED gets one. Nookie here decides, this is one of the most baffling decisions I've ever seen. I know he was feeling himself and he was having a really good game, but you are still coming up against CNED, and something very odd is about to happen, because he jumps into the slow and just gives CNED a free kill, which gives him a res for free as well. So, and then CNED does that. And at this point, I was like, this is one of the biggest thrown rounds I think I've ever seen. Because you were in a 3v1 and feeling comfortable, and all of a sudden you've ended up in a 2v1 against. But thankfully for them, Meadow is ready. But again, we see the same kind of lack of awareness of where anyone could be. They had no idea that Meadow's behind them. And you might think, well, maybe they thought that this wall was you know, covering all the way. But no, because what had happened is Bone Cold had also come this same way to get round here once he was rezzed. But again, look at what he is looking at. And in fact, if I just bring it back, because, you know, you need to see this. When we see Bone Cold here, look, he is never looking behind him. Not once does he ever consider that someone could be behind him. CNED is also looking the same way. Not once until he's dead does he ever consider that someone might have come behind him. Which, again, makes no sense, because he walked that same way. And they didn't know where this Viper was. This Viper easily could have been behind them. I have no idea what's going on. And at this point, though, I'm still feeling like, okay, CNED just got like a ton of kills, like one-tap headshots. He's going to win. But Meadow actually does end up winning the round, and G2 get 8 on the defensive side. And so now let's come to an attacking round where some of the same themes were playing out as well. So G2, it's 11-6. You know, they've done pretty well, but they are in a 5v4 here in a full gun round, as Mixwell had been caught here by Zeke. And so here's how the map looks. You can see it's pretty spread out. you know, there's some pressure going on along all four sides of the map. But what's going to happen is everyone's attention here on A is going to get dragged towards short from Avova, and that is going to allow our friend Nookie to do, well, one of the coolest things you'll ever see in Valorant, but also just, again, acting as if shower didn't exist. And again, if we pause this here, both players looking here, no one looking at Nookie. Don't know why that is the case, but it is the case. And again, I don't know why Acend were doing that. As we play this forward, we're going to see CNED get a bit aggressive there, but this actually isn't that important because the kill is going to come here from Zeke. He's going to get that kill here. Again, I don't know why Keyless, whilst this kill is going on, he's just let Nookie walk out of shower. Whilst that kill is happening and Zeke has, you know, all of his control, Keyless has let Nookie just walk out of shower. And obviously he's going to be caught off guard by that because Nookie gets this first kill. Now from here, something pretty crazy is going to happen, and I'm sure this is the clip that you've all seen, because this blastback is one of the most insane plays anyone has ever made in Valorant. I mean, let's just watch it again, because why not, right? Like, the paint shell, and then look at this. Like, he avoids the ult by doing that blastback. I mean, just insane. And so now, all of a sudden, it's in a weird situation, because they don't have the spike anywhere near the site. So, this is still a weird position to find yourself in. And something even perhaps crazier than that is going to happen, because we're going to get... Okay, Nuki gets that kill. He throws this nade, and now CNED has the biggest whiff of his career and dies to the nade. Again, don't quite know how that's the case. All of a sudden, poor Bone Cold finds himself in a 1v3, but really it was just a 1v1, because really what's going to happen here is that Nuki is just going to find this last kill as well, and get that last kill. And so there it is. And yeah, that was it, and it just drove me crazy, this game. Well played to G2. They clearly spotted a weakness, but I have no idea why Acend just consistently acted as if this part of the map didn't exist. It was very, very weird and very frustrating, and I'm sure that the Acend coach brought that up to them after the game, because it was very, very weird indeed.